My name is Dr. Evan Lipkis. I am a physician, professor, and author, and I'm going to give you 3 simple tips to shed the pounds with regards to weight loss. Now, as you can see, this particular guy actually did an experiment with McDonald's, and amazingly, he developed high blood pressure, cholesterol problems, and gained 24 pounds. So it's really pretty easy to put the weight on. And that's not what we're going to show you today, because everybody knows how to do that. We're going to show you how to lose the weight with just 3 simple steps. So follow along, won't you? Okay, now you just might think I'm crazy, but the very first step is going to be taking in some nuts. Now what I do is I tend to gravitate towards peanuts, because when I take peanuts before a meal, it seems to suppress my appetite. However, if I go with pistachio nuts, I'll eat them all up and more. So you have to get some nuts that seem to suppress your appetite and nuts that you're not going to crave as much. Another good choice might be the almonds. So in the study to the right here, you'll see that nuts actually seem to have a satiety value. So in other words, they have early high satiety, so you don't crave food as much. The other thing is that nuts don't get absorbed as well, so even though they're full of fat, their absorption may be inconsistent, and again, it seems to suppress appetite. So it's a good idea to do. Plus, nuts are part of a good, healthy diet. It's part of the Mediterranean diet. So nuts in itself, can actually decrease overall mortality. It's also been correlated with decreasing the incidence of diabetes. So it's a good choice to make, and I usually will have a handful of nuts before my lunch and also before dinner. Tip number 2, let's wash down the nuts with 2 glasses of water. So when someone takes water, what ends up happening is the stomach gets distended. Now, before the stomach is distended, it makes ghrelin, which increases appetite. But when the stomach gets bigger and bigger, it causes these fat cells in our body to release leptin, and that decreases the appetite. So leptin goes to the brain, and in people that are overweight or obese, there is a defective or inflammation in the brain that's a cause of being overweight or obese. And so the leptin signal may not get through as well, but it still will decrease appetite. So if you take water and make it 2 glasses of water before a meal, and this will be easy to do because essentially you've already ingested nuts, and many of the nuts are salty. And so the salty nuts is going to make you crave water, so this won't be hard to do. And even there's a clinical study that shows that a couple glasses of water before meals can help you lose up to 10 pounds. So that's a real simple thing to do, and it's easy to institute and easy to remember. So it doesn't take a whole lot of preparation because we're almost always close to water anyways. Tip number 3 is simply to be aware. Now, one of the problems when we eat is we are really in a hypnotic trance. Now, I know you think you can't be hypnotized, but in actuality, you are. Because you're shoveling in the food, you're eating, you're watching TV, you're reading the newspaper, and you really are not aware of what you're doing. And sometimes, I'm sure you've experienced this before, you'll feel like, oh my God, I'm so full. Why did I eat so much? And that's because you were in a hypnotic trance and just shoveling the food in without knowing. You do the same thing while you're driving. You drive along, you're in a trance, you don't remember everything you've passed. Sometimes you wonder, how in the world did I get there so quickly? You're also in hypnosis when you wake up and you're a little drowsy, and also when you're just about ready to fall asleep. So, hypnosis is fine, there's nothing wrong with it. But if you add awareness to what you're doing, you will not eat as much, because you will treasure each piece or each morsel of food, and you'll enjoy the taste. So you may want to have less social interaction when you eat and not have other visual cues which cause you to eat, and turn off the awareness, such as TV and the newspaper. So anyway, this is a very important tip to add, and you can even say it while you're eating. If you're with another person, you can say, I'm really being aware of what I'm eating, and it's helping me to lose weight, and the other person will take home a good message as well. Well, you've learned 3 new weight loss tips. First, eat nuts before lunch and dinner. Have a handful of nuts that you don't crave too much, that are salty a bit, and wash it down with 2 glasses of water. That's tip number 2. And of course, 3, treasure every piece of food that you eat and be mindful and aware. Using these 3 tips, you are on your way to losing weight. Now, the other thing you can do is you can go to drlipkis.com, www.drlipkis.com, and on my website, you can actually get the whole enchilada. Okay, so here is my report on weight loss secrets. It's about 30 to 40 pages, and this particular report will give you all of your options. What diets are the best diets? What medicines work for weight loss, and what are the side effects? What procedures can be very helpful? And what behavioral strategies can be utilized? So all of these things are well documented in easy to understand language. Folks, I've been working on these reports, 20 of them, for about 3 years. I keep them practical. I update them every week to every month. And so they're always current, and they're really state of the art. No other doctor that I know of does this. So go to the site, pick up a few of the reports that are useful for you. I'm sure you'll enjoy them. And more importantly, take these tips and integrate them over and over and over again into your lifestyle. Until the next time, all the best, good health, Dr. Lipkis.